Recovery means to be free of those demons that were in my soul that I used alcohol to medicate with. So for me, it's freedom from the use of those addictive chemicals.
That is Bob. Bob has been through the Soba facility talking about recovery, and that's what we're talking about this morning, because if you haven't gotten to that point of recovery just yet, we're here to help you this morning. Joining us from Soba, Texas, actor Daniel Baldwin is here. Alex Dragici is here. He's the Director of Operations. Mark Adams is joining us this morning. He is a Soba alumni, and the CEO of Soba, Texas, Greg Hanley. It's good to see you guys. Thanks for coming this morning.
Good morning.
Mark Abrams.
Mark Abrams.
They wrote it wrong.
They did write that wrong. I apologize.
He's one of my heroes. So
It's Christmas, so I'm letting it go.
Abrams it is. From now on, I call you only that. Thank you for coming this morning. I know this is a tough season for a lot of people, and if you're at home and you're going through something and you're looking for a little bit of help, we want people to understand that there is help right here in San Antonio, and that's thanks to Greg and Alex and the team from Soba, Texas. This is an important time of year for people who are having a hard time, isn't it, Greg?
Yeah, it can be tricky for sure. A lot of times during Christmas and New Year's, people find out that things are going on with loved ones that they didn't know about when they come and visit. You know, a lot of times the problems that come around at holidays are due to alcohol and drugs, and people get lonely if they're missing holidays. I mean, there's a lot of things to it that can fuel addiction, can, you know, really spike up.
Mark, I want to talk to you first and kind of hear your story. Tell me where you started and where you are now.
Well, it's a pretty interesting story. I met first with Alex and then Daniel and then Greg, but I was lucky enough to meet them and act with them on a movie, two of them with Daniel, and got to know a little bit about the Soba. And I'm a businessman here in San Antonio, and like all small businesses, I'm running around all the time. So I got to visit the Soba location, and I was battling the problem that I was having with the prescription drug that most people don't think of when they think of rehab. And I was battling that for 10 years, that I could not kick this prescription drug. And Soba, you know, I saw the environment was very family-oriented, very friendly. Just, it was very easy to get involved with everything that was there. And that helped me, that was my beginning, just start.
So how long have you been free from the prescription drugs?
Right now I'm going on about 4 months of recovery from that pill. And like I said, it was a 10-year battle. 10 years of trying to get off of it, couldn't get off of it. And this was something that my local doctor prescribed to me, and thinking it was something good for me. And once you get hooked, you're hooked on it. And then it's a matter of an everyday battle of knowing that you have to wake up and take that pill or you're not going to be able to function. And I think a lot of people, especially in small business, in the business world here in San Antonio, they always have the same problems, you know, whether it's money or family or just everyday issues with employees. And you turn to something, and unfortunately doctors can prescribe something that might be a temporary fix that turns into a long-term issue for us. And I'm just glad that, you know, enabled to meeting them, and then it kind of directed me into the next step of accepting, hey, I have a problem, I got to solve this. And I was lucky enough that they were able to help me. And really, it was simple. It was a simple procedure. It was just something simple. You know, I recommend it for anybody that's battling the same issues.
A lot of time when we talk about Soba, you know, you identify alcohol, serious drugs. People don't realize that prescription drugs are very addictive, and sometimes you do need help to get off that. Do you see that?
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, most of the young kids that we see come through, they didn't start by sticking a needle in their arm. It progressed to that. I mean, Greg always talks about, I mean, he knows based on when he gets a phone call or when he's talking to a parent, based on the age, at what level, where they're at. And I mean, he explains it really, really well. And it's not just the street drugs when you think rehab or I got to get help. And, you know.
More people die from prescription overdoses than anything else.
Yeah.
And it's these combinations that are lethal that people don't realize. And you know, one of the main ones, one of the scariest ones, is benzodiazepines, which is Xanax, Klonopin, Ativan, those. it has a half-life that can be up to 18 days. So it doesn't leave your system for almost a month. So every day that you're taking one is adding to what you did over the last 18 days.
Wow.
And so you might have a surgery and then they'll give you a vicodin. You might have a drink and a vicodin and a Ativan and find out that that was lethal. And it's something that needs to be addressed because you're hostage to it.
Absolutely.
Right?
What does it mean to see a friend of yours go through something like that, but go through the Soba facility and come out on the other side?
Well, I mean, it's really refreshing just to have anyone that I know, particularly someone who, you know, I've become close to and is, you know, a known member of the business community here. The effect, the trickle-down effect that his sobriety now will have on other people here, and the hope, like you said, of how many people he must know. You know, it's so accurate, the barometer of this. I'll be in a car with Greg on speakerphone, and he'll turn around, and as soon as the wife says, well, my husband is a longshoreman, and Greg will go, hurt his back, kid started taking his pills, watch. Yep. And next thing you know, you'll hear, and you know, he hurt his back and we didn't realize that my son was taking his pills. The progression of getting addicted to those opiates, like Mark, you know, was talking about the pills that he was taking, it becomes so easy just to go, you know what, I'm going to take another one, you know what, and the doctor thinks you have a problem. You're now telling the doctor you still have the problem when maybe you don't, because you're hooked on that pill. And the kid takes the pill from the mother, can't get a script, and then turns around and goes to what the closest thing they get, which is this tar heroin or injecting heroin, because they're addicted to opiates.
And that's how it happens. It's so quick and it's very scary. And, you know, this is why we have this team here this morning to help you, whether it's you or someone in your family dealing with addiction. We're going to talk a little bit more with the folks from Soba, and I'll tell you a little bit about their facility in the Texas Hill Country. We'll be right back.
News 4 San Antonio and HEB are teaming up with the Salvation Army to ring in a miracle. It's easy to donate. Simply select a ticket at the checkout counter when you pay your bill. Please help News 4 San Antonio, HEB, and the Salvation Army ring in a miracle.
They are heroes in white, the heart and soul of the healthcare industry. They are hope, even in the bleakest of times. They are advocates for patients, working with the highest ethical standards. They are nurses. Be a part of this fulfilling tradition and join one of America's most noble professions. Train to become a nurse.
Call 800-617-0600 for your Career Compass guide. Kaplan College, your career compass.
I did the work.
That you were not compensated for.
Did this repairman blow a gasket?
Coming over heavily intoxicated, screaming at my wife. A restraining order was granted against you.
Judge Judy.
On 4 San Antonio.
Again this year, Wonderland Christmas is bringing holiday magic to life. This family tradition includes Santa and his elves in a wonderland of lights, music, a petting zoo, all the rides and attractions, and the North Pole. Create unforgettable memories with family and friends at Morgan's Wonderland every Friday and Saturday evening beginning November 28th through December 13th, and every day from December 18th through the 23rd from 5 to 9 p.m. For more information, visit morganswonderland.com.
I'd love to be on your team again, but...
It was a tough year for everyone. Doesn't matter how good your quarterback and receivers are if you don't have a strong defense.
Yeah, we need a stronger team.
We got to get it right this year.
I know.
Tell us, what went wrong in round 4 of the draft?
Well, I was feeling great about our team.
Go on.
And my internet just wasn't up to it, right? I couldn't get my fantasy draft off in time.
Your team should be as reliable as your internet. With Time Warner Cable, you can get everyday low-price internet for just $14.99 a month, and it's not a promotional price.
Wait. Everyday low-price internet for just $14.99 a month?
Absolutely. With Time Warner Cable, it's just $14.99 a month.
Victor, if I get Time Warner Cable's reliable internet, can you give my fantasy team another shot?
Let's win it this year.
Yeah. Oh! Honey, Victor's back.
Call today or visit TWC.com now to get everyday low-price internet for only $14.99 a month. Time Warner Cable. Enjoy better.
Welcome back to San Antonio Living. This morning we're talking about chemical dependency, drugs, alcohol, prescription drugs. There's a facility right here in San Antonio that can help you get out of the routine, stop depending on the things that you need to get to the next day. And I want to talk to you for a second, because a lot of people may be tuning in for the first time and they're like, hey, is that actor Daniel Baldwin sitting on the couch with you? It is, and you've been here. I know you're great friends with all of the folks at Soba Recovery Center, but I want to talk about why it's important for you to be here with us to reach out to the folks here in San Antonio.
Well, you know, I mean, it's I participate in a 12-step program, and it talks about having had a spiritual awakening in the 12th step. And being willing to give back, you know, to the addict out there, the alcoholic that still suffers. Not to mention the fact that Greg is my best friend and my sponsor and my mentor, and you know, there's nothing I could ever do. There's nothing I could ever do to repay him what he's given me. So.
I know that means a lot to you, and I know I have to say you look so good right now, and I know you've got some great things going on in your life, and I want to say congratulations to you. And I think it is so amazing that you're here once a month to sit down, that you take the time out of your life to come here and to reach out to other people who are going through similar things. And Greg, I know that means a lot to you as well. Greg Hanley is the CEO of Soba, Texas. You guys have such a great relationship, and I want to let people know that the relationship that you and Daniel have is very important and special, but you have a very similar relationship with everyone that comes through that facility, because it's your family. Everyone is that important to you.
Well, you get to know people, and I did all the intake calls for a number of years, and I was the first one on the phone, and people would call and they would be scared, they'd be in crisis, and it was nice to be able to give them some peace, even because people don't know there's a solution. They don't know what to do, and they're afraid to pick up the phone and say, somebody's in trouble, or I'm in trouble, and I don't know what to do. And when they do that, and they find the right person at the end of the line that can understand what's going on, automatically you bond. So I recently had a birthday, and I had families from way, I had my 10th sober birthday, and I had people reach out that had been through the program 10 years ago, that the kid got sober and went home, and the mom and the dad got sober, and the whole family dynamic has changed. And it's just an easier way to live. So I'm glad to be a part of it, and yeah, we love these guys. I love this guy.
And Mark is a recent graduate of the Soba facility here in Texas, and I can see you getting a little emotional over there, because I know you were at the same spot that Daniel was years ago.
Well, I have a pretty strong connection. I lost a sister to prescription drugs. I have a dad that is been a long-term heroin user, and I felt like I was in that same line, going in the same direction. And so the connection that I was able to make with Daniel, Alex, and Greg was pretty strong for me, because I'm a very strong person, and I don't like reaching out. Like most men, they don't want to reach out for help.
Yeah.
And it's more like you're ashamed. And I'm living proof right here. I'll tell San Antonio, I'm here. I was born and raised in San Antonio, military brat, and I think that was the best thing I could have ever done. Outside of meeting them, was reaching out and saying, hey, you know what, can you help me with this problem I have? Because it's been 10 years, and I want to get this out of my system. And I think anybody here locally needs to understand that you don't need to be ashamed. You need to go in there and say, hey, I need some help. I need to get off of this, whether it's a prescription drug or anything. And I can tell you firsthand that Soba, if it wasn't for Soba, I'd still be on that pill.
I want to let everyone know that the number is there on the screen. And Alex, I know you answer the phone a lot. You're here with us right now.
Look,
let's
my
talk
phone's
about those
ringing
people.
right now
I know,
next to me.
The people that are on the other end of the phone, they are there. They're ready to talk to you. What happens when you call Soba, Texas, and you say, I need help?
You'll get somebody who is, whether it's me or Greg or Laura or Marco or Greta, whoever it is that answers the phone. They're people that have a lot of experience and they have passion, and you'll hear it on the phone. And they're experts at it, and they know how to talk to somebody.
Well, the phone number is on your screen, and we would love for you to jot it down. If you're not going to call it today, put it in your pocket, and when you're ready, make that phone call to Soba, Texas. It's 866-547-6451, and it's sobatexas.com. We'll be right back.
At Churches, we lovingly hand batter every piece of chicken we make. But the love doesn't stop there. Get 3 pieces and a biscuit for $2.99. That's a price you'll love, too. Right now, get 3 legs and thighs or tender strips and a biscuit for just $2.99.
Have the love.
Fiesta Texas presents the magic of Holiday in the Park. See the park transformed into a winter wonderland with millions of twinkling lights, an ice skating rink, and visits with Santa. Go big on your favorite thrill rides and see our spectacular holiday shows. Save up to $20 with a coupon from McDonald's. Or buy a 4-pack of passes with free upgrade to gold and free parking. Offer ends December 28th. Don't miss Holiday in the Park.
Non-attorney spokespeople. If you were injured in a car accident, call attorney Chris Pettit for the help you need. If you were injured in a car accident and are experiencing headaches, neck and back pain, or a broken bone, you need an experienced attorney on your side. Attorney Chris Pettit has helped thousands of car accident victims. If you're injured in a car accident, he will fight to get you the money you may deserve.
Injured in a car accident? You better call Chris.
Call attorney Chris Pettit at 1-800-INJURED. Call 1-800-INJURED right now.
Star Furniture's having a sale. Oh, what a sale, a holiday sale. It's really big, really, really big. We're talking huge. This sale at Star. Bring every single thing. Everything's on sale at this really big sale. Every single sofa, chair, and table. Brands like Thomasville, Kincaid, and Bernhardt. Best interest-free financing too. You'll kick yourself if you miss this sale. Don't miss this sale, a holiday sale. Star Furniture, different by design.
At Churches, we lovingly hand batter every piece of chicken we make. But the love doesn't stop there. Get 3 pieces and a biscuit for $2.99. That's a price you'll love, too. Right now, get 3 legs and thighs or tender strips and a biscuit for just $2.99.
Have the love.
We believe our program is such that it gives you a possibility to change your life. And if you listen and do what others have done, we've seen others change. I hope that each and every one will change as well.
Welcome back to San Antonio Living. This morning we're talking with our friends from Soba. They are right here in the Texas Hill Country, and it is a treatment facility, a recovery center, and they are ready to help you this holiday season. Actor Daniel Baldwin is here, Alex Dragici, Mark Abrams, who is a graduate from Soba, and Greg Hanley, the CEO. And we're laughing, having a good time in between the breaks because I've really come to get to know you guys very much, and I really appreciate the work that you all are doing here in San Antonio with all the help. I want to talk a little bit about the holidays because that's when family comes together and, you know, there may be that person in your family that you're worried about. How do you know when someone is addicted to something or perhaps that they need some help? Are there some signs? Da-da-da. Anyone? Anyone?
Yeah, there's a lot of signs usually.
Okay.
And especially for moms, I always tell them that if they feel something's going on, it's because something is going on.
Yeah.
And find out what it is. So many times I was sitting with parents or people and they thought their kid was drinking or smoking pot too much and then found out that he was on hard drugs for a long time. And it's very easy, very convenient to get a drug test these days. You can go to any drugstore and you don't want to get a 4-panel, you want to get a 12-panel that shows. And it's simple.
Okay.
They pee in a cup, you look at the thing, it either has 1 line or 2. If it's got 2 lines, they haven't done something, and 1 line they have. And it tells every drug on there. So you know what's going on. And if you see something that's happening, like a hard drug, it's an emergency.
Yeah.
The things that they're using these days, they don't grow out of. They need some help with it. And make a call.
So it's that simple. Literally go to your drugstore, get a drug test, and use it on your kids. You can, you're the parent, you know? A lot of parents think that's crazy, but It's not. There's so many dangerous things out there in this day and age. And let me ask you, and Mark too, would you have rather someone said something to you, or would you have rather them just left it up and waited?
No, I wish somebody would have said something, because like I said, it was a 10-year battle. And I think a lot of people were more fearful because I was a very aggressive person. I'm very aggressive in nature, being in business, but with that pill, it made me 10 times more aggressive, and a lot of people were afraid. And I now looking back, I can see. I remember the fear of my voice and I could tell maybe they wanted to say something, but they just didn't know how. But I really wish somebody would have, and I'm hoping that's why I'm here, because I think for anybody who knows me here in San Antonio, in the business world, whether it's my banker or anybody, I'm hoping that they'll reach out for that help, because it is hard. It's hard to go out there and find the help, and I'm hoping that maybe whether you're a parent or a husband or wife, whether it's wine or liquor or any type of drug, that they can help their spouse or children.
And I want to let people know that we've got a limited time here on San Antonio Living, but the website, Soba, Texas, has some great information about how to get the ball rolling, how to start the conversation. SobaTexas.com. We'll be right back.
We've made the commitment